welcome to Squad, your favorite source for everything esports and gaming. I'm Camille, and apparently my fusion Pokemon is Clefairy, a mix between Clefairy and Kakuna. It's really hideous. If you've done the whole Pokemon fusion thing, let us know in chat what Frankenstein Pokemon you got. Tonight in Unmuted, Marissa and Lisa are giving us their takes on the latest from the internet. Plus, in Esports in 30, Drew and Marissa are talking to Axe all about Smash, and they'll even squeeze in a little Tekken action with Spag. But first, let's check out what Marissa thinks of Donut County in Mobile Minute.
Back at it again with another one, but this time you gotta pay up front. Welcome to Donut County, or at least what lies beneath. 999 feet below the adorable town made of polygons, its townspeople are camping out, telling stories of how they all find themselves stuck 999 feet below. Turns out, everyone who ordered a donut from the raccoon basically ordered a hole in the ground with Katamari vibes. But he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He's just playing a game while sitting on the toilet like the rest of us. This is a story-based physics puzzle game where you drop a hole when it's small, drag and eat to make it big, suck up each section of the town, and check out your Trashopedia after getting the attaboy of a great delivery. The time and care that went into this sweet little indie game won't be lost on you. From the witty townsfolk to the mini descriptors attached to each item you dispose of, Donut County is totally worth its weight in change. It's like $5. You spend more than that on your weekly donut consumption. Don't lie. your gaming esports hot topics on tweets, the spiciest memes. I'm Marissa Roberto.
And I'm Lisa Dwan. We're going to present all the goodies we've gathered, which we will discuss and probably argue. But luckily for all of us, there's a mute button that we each can only use once when we want the other person to shut up.
Yeah, we'll see if Lisa actually uses it today. Remember, we like when you call us out when we're wrong and praise us when we're spitting truth, so let's get to it, shall we? My first story focuses on Razer Brazil, who has dropped an influencer for reasons. Last week, streamer Gabriela Catuzzo tweeted that men are trash after being sexually harassed online. The thread went viral, and many accused Catuzzo of being more toxic than the commenters asking her to have sex with her. Razer Brazil said that Catuzzo's statement was discrimination against gamers and that it would not support those who engage in discrimination. Catuzzo has since taken a break from social media and streaming, citing death threats that her family and friends have received.
Marissa, you want to pop off on this one, or what should... wait, hold on. Okay, let her simmer on this, because there is a little bit of context behind all of this.
Yeah.
So yes, she initially said men are trash because of all the comments she was getting on a photo. But then she did follow up and said things like, okay, yes, there are some exceptions. So not all men are trash, there are exceptions, but I get a lot of these comments all the time, and you guys are disgusting. Like, that's kind of what she said. So there is an element she did acknowledge there are exceptions, okay? Now pop off, go.
No, that's the thing. There are, of course, two sides to the story, right?
Yeah.
And hers, I want to empathize with only because, like, when you're pushed to a certain point in your mind, like, trolls can do that too. That's why they're good at trolling, right? Like, they say things and they get to you, and that's their bottom line. That's what they want to do. They want to get to you, and they did. They got to her, right? So, of course, she's going to say a blanket statement. Men are trash.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, we have so many amazing men in our lives, and I'm sure she does too. She does not mean it. Yes, Seb, of course, I mean you, baby. Our cameraman Seb's like, me? No, I just feel like it's unfortunate because, yes, we do this sometimes when we're upset. We'll just say things that maybe we don't mean, or some things that are taken out of context. I think that it's unfair that she was provoked to this point. I think it's unfair that she's now been her sponsorship is taken away.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay. Women do, I get it that a lot of men think that women get what we want because, we can wear a certain thing or behave a certain way and we get views over men on Twitch or whatever it is. Like, I get that you think that and why you think you're being marginalized, but trust me when I tell you that women are far more marginalized on these platforms than anyone can possibly imagine, especially if you're not in that situation. Like, you don't know the kind of abuse that she's going through. You have no clue. So the fact that you're like, people are just sending death threats to her family who have nothing to do with this is not okay. It's completely unfair.
Yeah, I mean, both sides, like, I think this is part of internet culture where we all speak in hyperbole.
Yeah.
So when she said men are trash, it was definitely a generic statement, blanket statement that she later went on to clarify before Razer Brazil pulled their sponsorship, which is really shining light on Brazil's Razer branch for like, guys, you're missing the big point here. It's really unfortunate this happened. But
it's too bad, and it's too bad these relationships are burned. And now, like, I'm looking at Razer differently as well, like Razer Brazil differently. Like, it's unfortunate because they're saying that she's discriminating against gamers. So then they're basically saying that gamers are men, right? So like, we can take their comments, their blanket comment out of context too. How does that feel?
Yeah, there you go.
How does that
So we're just gonna have to wait for Razer to step up and say their statement, because we want to know what you think, Razer. Moving on, sometimes memes are born from the strangest places. This week, a column in the Wall Street Journal by attorney Mike Kerrigan argued that kids these days should build forts inside and outside of their homes instead of playing Fortnite. No, this is not a parody article, this is for real. The subhead for the column states that Fortnite doesn't hold a candle to my boyhood games of Fortnite. Social media quickly began to mock the piece, and it has become a full-fledged meme in less than a day. So some of the best ones we have to talk about, though, include Pokemon doesn't hold a candle to my boyhood games of make a snake fight a duck, and Mortal Kombat doesn't hold a candle to my boyhood days of ripping a whole spine out of a man's neck hole or holding his still beating heart in your hands as he collapses to the ground. The good old days, you know?
Yeah, I saw one too. Ben Silverman had tweeted saying, Candy Crush doesn't hold a candle to my boyhood joy of eating candy. Like, it's just, like, you can't, like, what kind of, it's just so funny, like, the way people, like, the creative people in our lives come up with certain things. Like, writers have to come up with different articles, right? So, like, how can he compare Fortnite to something in his childhood.
Building
I used to build
forts.
Let's think about forts and like the Fortnites that I'm going to call them Fortnites. First of all, when you build forts as a kid, like you build them during the day too. So I don't know what this like Fortnite thing is about. No, seriously, it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. And I get that it was written like seriously, but I do like that it's given all of us something to laugh at.
People are so creative. There's another Grand Theft Auto one I loved. It's like it brings me back to childhood memories of stealing cars. It's like, oh Jesus, jeez. But okay, so I think the point of the article was to raise like kids nowadays aren't as creative as they used to be. Because before we used to play make believe, build forts, but now they're just playing online. Do you agree with this kind of sentiment?
I completely disagree with that. Kids now more than ever are the most creative they've ever been, and we can thank games for that, especially games like Minecraft. My goodness, like kids building and also like you have to build in Fortnite too. Kids that can play Fortnite are incredibly talented at playing video games. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Like when the building comes in for me, I'm just like, hey, I'm out. Like I can't even do it. These kids are amazing at what they do. I think that statement is completely unjust. It's just like people saying that violence in video games makes us violent in real life. Like it's the same kind of sentiment. It's so dumb and completely founded in nothing.
It's literally it's a different kind of creative, and everyone who doesn't get it, you're living in the past, dude. Join us in the future where we build differently.
That's right.
I'm saying we, but we're kind of old. So
okay, well, we did just talk about that. Okay. Famous streamer and newly elected village idiot Dr. Disrespect had his channel unbanned from Twitch after 2 weeks. He was originally banned from streaming himself, entering multiple bathrooms at E3, which violated both California law and Twitch terms of service. The doc has acknowledged the unbanning, but some are arguing that Twitch is being far too lenient on its ban because he is such a big streamer. Lisa, do you think a 2-week ban was enough for what he did? Like, should Twitch maybe be more or less lenient for top streamers?
I think the fact when you were just explaining the story, he violated California law.
Yeah.
What's happening legally here? Is anything happening legally? Why is nothing happening to punish the fact that he broke a law, guys?
Well, I'll tell you why. It's that thing that we like to call top player privilege. He's a top streamer. He gets top streamer privilege. Anyone else that would have done something like this for sure would have been banned. Maybe received a lifetime ban from Twitch. I don't know if he has spoken about that more as well on his stream. If he's even said he should, because he should acknowledge his own privilege.
You know the crazy thing is, so he's been banned for 2 weeks. He hasn't even streamed again yet. But literally the day where his ban was done, people went to his channel when he wasn't streaming, subscribed, followed. He got an increase of followers again, even when he wasn't streaming. It's crazy. The fact that this actually brought him more publicity, more followers, more subscribers, more money.
Yeah, we live in that world where when people do something wrong, they get rewarded for it, which is why more and more people are doing wrong things, and we live in this awful, crumbling society that nobody can fix. I mean, I'm trying, but I feel like I'm drowning. Dr. Disrespect, unfortunately, listen, I love him. I think he's super entertaining, but what he did was obviously wrong, and he did fire his director. That was
scapegoat.
I know he did say that he fired him. I mean, maybe it was his idea. Who knows? It was the first time anything like that was done, or he did anything like that at anywhere, because this is the first time he streamed IRL.
Okay, fair. This is the first time he's done something like that, but he has a track record of doing unethical things, stopping streaming for a bit and coming back and getting an explosion of followers again. It's like he found a formula that he's able to mix himself in controversy, but not to an extent where he would be, legally held accountable. But this is really all benefiting him, guys.
For sure. Again, top streamer privilege. He can take breaks. He can. I mean, he would have taken this break to his advantage too. Like, did he go on vacation? Did he live his life? Did he enjoy some nice time off? I mean, he could have, because he's not beholden to fans or people subscribing to him, because he didn't have to be there. So the fact that listen, if you're giving him your money, like, I guess that's on you. That's your prerogative. He has it though. He's good, and Twitch makes a lot of dough from him. So I mean, I get why he was brought back. It's unfortunate. And maybe we're just salty because we don't have that kind of top player privilege. Like, maybe if we did, we wouldn't be talking about it.
No,
really, like, we don't know. We could just be hypocrites here.
Maybe he spent the last 2 weeks cooking up his next scheme, because watch, 6 months from now, he's gonna do it again.
Oh, geez.
All right, for our last story, we're taking a look at Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick. Specifically, he's under fire because he earned $30 million in financial compensation last year, the majority of which came from stock options. This is the same year where Activision Blizzard laid off nearly 800 employees due to poor financials. This comes a few days also after it was revealed that EA's executive team gave up their bonuses for the year in order to ensure EA employees would keep their annual bonuses. This story is actually actually very complex because there's a little bit more context to this. So in January, the company announced a stock buyback program, which basically would allow it to purchase almost like 1.5 billion worth of stock right before cutting all those jobs. And then in May, they paid out all the dividends to their shareholders. And because they just got a bunch more stocks, their cut was hefty, okay? Yeah. So this was kind of almost like planned, or they knew it was happening and they decided to make their money out of it, make their buck. So Marissa, how do you feel about, Mr. Kotek here?
Well, I hope that if he's being investigated, he's being legitimately investigated.
Not legitimately yet.
Well, okay.
They're raising questions.
That's the thing, because that sounds like insider trading to me. Like that's what that sounds like. Especially if he knows something is going to go down, if they can short a stock. I've been watching a lot of Billions, guys.
Have you?
So I'm really into this life right
really
now.
Sexy.
I don't invest. I don't do that. I don't do that yet in my life. But like now that I'm hearing all this stuff, I'm like, ooh, this could be like a seedy underworld, because there's a lot of lying that goes on just to trick shareholders, right? Or trick those who have stocks to maybe let them go for a certain amount of money, like their employees had to do. So it's pretty shady. This is unfortunate because yesterday we were just kind of singing their praises a little bit for not taking bonuses. That's wonderful, but why would you take a bonus if you've just taken all the stock options away from your employees anyway? So I guess that was your bonus, and you're giving them some incentive to work a little harder.
Whoa. EA and Blizzard, just for the record, separate.
Oh, sorry. That was
Watch
EA.
yourself. Watch yourself.
That was so.
She just wants to attack anyone at this point.
I'm just like shots firing.
Yeah, this girl watches billionaires, whatever, and
I know
really
because honestly, money talks to all these guys, right? Like money is what sings, money is what executive privilege. Okay, it's time to check in with streamers and clip it. Our first clip comes from Kiara Kitty. She had some simple advice for anyone who wants to be seen as skinny.
You end up including like 100 kilos. It's okay, I'll just go to America, I'll be considered skinny again. True or false, guys? Woohoo! USA! USA! If you realize that you gain weight in Asia, just fly to America. You'll be skinny again. In the standard of Americans. Woohoo! Big breakfast!
Yikes.
Oh. You know what, though?
What?
She raises kind of a good point. She's making a commentary on beauty standards in different places in the world. That's what she's saying, okay? Let's not take it in the negative way. So in Asia, they obviously have certain beauty standards. A lot of them, not all of them, are smaller, slimmer frame. And so she's saying she goes to America where I'm so scared right now. I'm like being very careful.
I don't think that's what
obviously. I'm not saying I agree with it necessarily, but I see her point. Like she's making a commentary there.
But it is commentary on how the rest of the world views Americans and American culture. I mean, Canada falls into it too. We really are the same as Americans when it comes to the way we eat.
Side, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
whoa.
No, really. I'm pretty sure that's what she was referring to here.
Cuisine,
because the way the outside world views us, we are very gluttonous.
No.
Yes,
no. You can't put us the same as Americans because, like, you've been to the U.S.
Yeah.
When you go there and you order food, do you notice the size portion part is so different than how we are in Canada?
Yeah.
That's the main difference. There's a reason why obesity is a bigger deal there than it is in Canada. Their portion control, there is none. You know what I mean?
Well,
I feel like I'm forced to eat more because they give me a giant plate with food, but honestly, you don't need all of that.
No, that's true, and I think that's why the rest of the world views Americans that way. I'm just saying we fall into it too because we are so close to them, and we do kind of have the same eating patterns, really.
Yeah.
We eat the same kind of snack foods, Lisa. You know I'm going down on those Doritos.
You're doing what?
Yeah. So
okay, next up, we have a clip from Shroud. We haven't featured a sick play of his in a while, so we thought we'd take a peek.
Where was this guy jump shooting from? Oh, it was right here.
Good job.
He's doing this.
Let me get the guns. What do they have? Anything?
Wait, could you?
They had Tommy's.
Dang it.
Could you go straight there and get
Tommy's
a pick
done.
mid?
Times.
About to try
Tommy's
that.
good, yeah.
Actually, I got a
Cool
good
speed. STG
I got a
overall.
good spawn to peek A.
STG is insane.
I'm gonna try it.
I like the Thompson though for my playstyle, so. They made it hay.
Honestly, dude, like, give me a friggin' break. How?
I'm not even impressed. I'm just
How?
like, whatever, dude. You're a god. Whatever.
No, like, I am impressed by him every single time. Like his reaction time, his mechanical ability. Like, how? I would never even seen that. First of all,
Well, that's the point. He didn't see it. He predicted it. Like, he just knew the other opponent was going to be there. That's why you're so damn good, Shroud. You know the game. You know the people. When you play long enough, you just know what everyone's thinking.
We're just
When will
jealous.
we ever get to that
Literally
point?
never. Like, literally never. Okay, no, I can't, Tyler, just stop. He's telling me that I have to practice. That's enough. It really is the best time of day when we scroll through the Twitterverse to bring you all the things the pros bless us with on their timeline. It's the best when they ask questions that remind us about yesterday's office meeting.
Oh, no.
PUBG Pro Balak tweets, any tips I can share with my teammates so they aren't always 10 minutes late? Or do I just show up later too?
Marissa, maybe this is no,
answer?
you're good for us to bring this one to you. So
Well, I
when
know.
Brody's gone, you decided to take up the late character of the office?
No, like first of all, y'all are throwing some shade. I come from a different studio in the morning, okay, and I try to get here as soon as possible, but there has been some construction,
Okay,
on the
all
401.
right.
And it's, honestly, it's been taking me later and later to get here. Like, I'm honestly bussing. I am bussing to get here, not bussing like on the bus, but I'm bussing my butt to get here, honking at people, changing lanes. It's a scene, man.
Just jump
and then
on your
Tyler's
private
slacking
jet.
me like I'm
Just
trying to
jump
drive.
on your
Come
private
on.
jet, take your boat, do what you have to do, and get here.
Yeah, super
on
boosh.
time. But that's a good call. You know what? If your teammate's always late, it's gonna set a bad precedent. You know, you
That's
are
true.
your weakest link.
So basically, everyone has been late because
I'm
of
blaming
me.
Brody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Marissa's fault.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. The following is Cloud9 quoting Gen.G's response to a League of Legends NA versus EU rap battle. So Gen.G sips tea with their tweet, "It's crazy NA can't do anything without Koreans carrying them." Cloud9's response, "Imagine having 5 and not getting out of groups at Worlds last year." Ooh! I can't do it, but you know what I'm trying to do. Absolute, oh, girl, absolute savagery. That was just, they're right.
So good.
Yo, whoever's running Cloud9's social media, give him like a cent raise, because let's be real, esports wages.
Oof,
but
that was incredible.
fire.
Yo, if you actually find that tweet, like find it because it's incredible, like it. And if you follow, like if you go in Gen.G, because Gen.G was responding to the rap battle that was happening between NA and EU. That rap battle is so good. I just think the talent for both NA and EU, they're just astronomical. These guys are fantastic. They're so much fun to watch. Like even if you don't watch League, you can be so entertained by their talent as well. And the fact that they themselves have a battle going on about EU and NA, it's so wonderful.
It's best when teams take to social media in public to just bash each other. It's like, you know, it's like some guy on social media in the back is like, how do I shade this? But it's great. They're making memes. G2 is also a really good one. You want to check them out. Like, they're just ripping to each other. But that's what makes esports fun.
For sure. And
we
if
want to
you're
see more.
Yeah, if you're going to troll and you're going to make a comment like that, Gen.G, like, they obviously knew something was coming. Like,
They should have stuck their head in. You know what? It wasn't even their business, because this was an NA versus EU clip. They were like LCK popping in, like, trying to troll. Well, you guys got trolled back. Don't stick your head where it doesn't belong.
Maybe they just feel left out.
Oh,
they just feel left out.
Yeah, they didn't make it past groups. You know, that's why they felt left out. They wanted to party with NAU. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, for our last for fun thought, MJ Cheen captions this photo of COD Pro 10th perfectly. After you carried all 23 bags of groceries to the house in one trip.
Yo, that's a feat.
That really is. Because you know, like, I live in an apartment with stairs, so like I go up all the stairs, but I refuse to leave groceries in the car. I'm gonna take them all up.
Do they not have an elevator? What are you living in, like a 18th century
Yeah, I live in an old
home?
building, Lisa. I'm not as bougie as you think.
Aww.
Yeah, no, I don't have it. I have only stairs to go up in my older building, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I lug up like
Floor. Oh, maybe you shouldn't reveal that.
yeah,
never mind.
But it's a few stairs. It's a
No
few
wonder your
staircases.
arms look so good.
Okay, they don't. That's not true. But like,
No, they're not bad. Oh, guys.
Okay.
Hug.
That's
That's enough? Okay, let's move on because it's time to get to some crowd control. This is where we showcase some of the great or simply dank things the community has been making. So one of the games that's highly anticipated at this year's E3 was Watch Dogs. Well, move over because a friendlier, furrier, and man's best game is in town. Introducing Watch Dogs Legion. Posted by Reddit user Mimtress, I hope I said that right. You can now watch dogs to your heart's content without getting your bathroom floor wet.
Aww.
You getting this one? You buying this
Watch
game?
Dogs. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of Nintendogs, obviously. I used to love playing Nintendogs. It's just so funny because like you're not really doing anything. It's just like a Tamagotchi. Like there's no real point to it other than like you give a dog a treat and you wash them and you play games, you play fetch. Like there's nothing really to do.
Wait Wait a second.
what?
Didn't you let your Tamagotchi die last year?
Okay,
She had
first
one.
of all,
I'm pretty sure it was crying for help.
It was a Tamagotchi mini, like some I don't even want to say the
What?
word. It was a
Elitist?
bad version. It was garbage. I don't even know what the animal was. Was it some kind of snake? Who wants that? Like I wanted a monkey like I had in the OG days of Tamagotchi, okay? Didn't get it.
Tamagotchis
It was like
are
some kind
real!
of- and then I gave it to Matt Hempstead to take care of. He also let it die because he didn't want to take care of the dumb snake. It's super stupid. All it
Aw.
is is boo.
Everyone who loves snakes at home are sad now.
No. Listen, snakes are cool, man, but I don't want one as a Tamagotchi. I want something furry.
That doesn't make sense.
It does.
Don't trust it with your pet. Wait, you just got a dog this year too.
I know.
Guys.
And she's the sweetest thing ever.
Don't let PETA
What?
know.
Oh my God, Lisa!
Don't call PETA right
They
now.
actually are hating on Pokemon. They have come out
Have
against
they?
Pokemon. Yeah, it's a
Oh
whole
my-
thing.
oh my
Anyway, okay,
God.
moving on. Gaming is getting more and more complicated. Gone are the days of 2-button spams, and for older gamers, it can get intimidating. I would know. So, courtesy of Tattoo My... Seriously? Tattoo My Vagina?
I didn't make it up.
Oh my God, don't tattoo your vagina, people. Here's a breakdown of how console gaming has gotten more complicated.
Okay, so
All
back
right, so
then.
this is then, yeah. So, I mean, even then,
This is
not even
complicated?
like this is not even like old gaming. Old gaming is like
Two
like
buttons,
the two
legit.
buttons.
Okay,
yeah.
but like this is pretty simple in the sense there's like one function per button. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can manage that.
Okay, but look at now.
Oh my God.
Look at all these.
Is that
Like,
a book? Like this is a whole novel.
I mean, I guess the PlayStation controller can be.
Okay, so let's see some of these.
I love how like the Irish whip standing, pin near ground opponent.
No, the best is like the combinations. When you get the triggers in there, it's
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
R1 plus circle plus X plus, you know what I mean? There's like a combination. It's like
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's fatalities per button. Right?
It's true. I can never land those fatalities either because of the timing of these buttons that you need to hit. It's
I know.
just it seems impossible.
But nowadays, it's like combinations. It's really, like people who think gamers aren't using a lot of mechanical skill.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Did you see how many buttons and actions you had to all like do at the same time?
Oh my gosh, I know, it's
Freaking
crazy. I
skills.
can't, I mean, obviously we've had to adapt with the times.
Yeah.
But I do miss the old days. Even like you had mentioned that your favorite controller was the N64 controller. Like,
Yeah.
even that was a little more complicated than, you know, the games that we played before because of like the way the controller was shaped too.
Yeah.
Everyone had to adapt to it, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the world is telling us to adapt or die.
Guys, look how grandma's reminiscing. Isn't it so cute? All right, let's move on. Anyone a fan of Moretau? For those who don't know, Moretau is the hottest game right now, especially for its extreme realism. Submitted by BioShock 1998, here's just a small taste of what you could encounter in the game.
Make haste, you bastard! To the front! Make haste! Dodge this, you bastard! To victory! To war!
I'm sorry if your ears got busted because of that. But okay, you're saying what the hell? There's actually a backstory behind this that Zurich so ever patiently explained it to me, okay?
Oh, that's
So when you enter character selection in the game, it takes you to a certain point in the universe, okay? However, some players actually managed to find this spot in the world, and so they would stand there and start spamming their voice line. So you could be playing the game and you want to go to character select, right? You click character select and bam, you're at this window. All of a sudden, there are people standing there just spamming and yelling at you, and you're just like, what the hell? So Zurich said he hasn't been able to find this spot yet on the map. So it's like this random spot,
Where you just,
but
where you just respawn. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's wherever you would have spawned if everyone spawns there. But no, how would that be?
It's not. It's just like, so when you go into character select, there's like a very fadey background,
Yeah.
but it's a real point in the map. So you can't tell where it is, but somehow someone found it, and they would just stand there and spam and heckle you. Like, isn't that
That's
freaking
incredible. Like,
hilarious?
I just want to play the game to discover that.
Yeah, and there's so many customizations. Zurich was like, totally, it's Steam sale right now, guys. Go get the game, go try it out, and just
Okay, that's it for Unmuted. Remember, you can always hit us up on our socials just to say hi or send us stuff to react to. Someone type in exclamation mark socials right now in chat for all of our channels. We'll see you next time.
I've never tried Moretau myself, but after that clip, I think I may have to. Remember, you can show your love and support to the whole squad by subscribing to us, and you'll get some sick emotes too. In the back, you'd see Marissa and Drew getting ready to talk Smash and Tekken and Esports in 30 while they dance their way over to the couch. Why don't I get you caught up on everything you need to know and report it? The Star Ladder Banter CSGO Major is 2 months away, but the roster lock for the event closed yesterday. And in preparation for the lock, teams from across the world made the last-minute moves they believe will guarantee their success at the Major. Let's break them down. First up is Ninjas in Pajamas, who will be playing with Golden for the duration of the Major. Golden is signed to Cloud9, but will serve as a stand-in on NIP due to a complicated series of events. Basically, NIP benched Dennis last week, but the team's substitute Plopsky qualified for the European minor with another team, meaning he can't compete at the Major due to Valve's rules. Golden will also take over in-game leadership of the Ninjas. Elsewhere in Europe, Avantgarde has placed Fitch with Adrian. The veteran is returning to Kazakhstan after a 5-month stint on FaZe Clan International. Adrian has competed in 10 CSGO majors, made the playoffs in 6 of them, won the 2017 PGL Krakow Major, and was elected MVP of the tournament. So yeah, he's got some skills. Avantgarde has not said what will happen to Fitch, but for now, he'll join Crizzen on the bench. Lastly, Made in Brazil has signed Lucas 1 and benched Phelps. Lucas 1 has been practicing with MIBR since last weekend, so the change doesn't come as much of a surprise. It will mark the first time in his career that he will not play alongside his brother, Henny, and will serve as a team support. As for Phelps, it's currently rumored that he will replace Lucas on Luminosity Gaming, so we should expect to see him back in action soon. Yesterday, New York City police confirmed that gaming YouTuber Desmond Amofa, popularly known as Etika, was found dead 6 days after his disappearance. His body was found 2 days after police located a backpack with his belongings on the Manhattan Bridge. Last week, he published a video that was thought to be a suicide note. Etika began creating videos on YouTube in 2012 and gathered a large following over the years thanks to his commentary and reactions to Nintendo games. Last October, Etika began to publicly struggle with mental health and began making comments about suicide. Etika's family is encouraging his fans to donate to mental health organizations. Our condolences to his friends and family.
Oh my god, that should be it.
Porcelain Ash.
That's oh my, that's it.
What's he gonna get here? Up smash. Thunder. 85. He's off stage. Ash is your Smash Summit 8 champion.
Welcome everyone to Esports in 30. I'm Marissa Roberto, and as always, I'm sitting here with the hype master, Drew FaZe. Drew, I love doing FGC Wednesdays with you because you're so hype, baby, and I know this week will be no exception, so what are we talking about?
Let's make some noise, baby! We got Tiger Uppercut, the hypest Tekken World Tour event of the year with an unexpected winner, or I expect him, kind of. And then we also got the Pikachu Master, aka the Detective, aka Ryan Reynolds, aka Axe, baby! We're gonna talk about, he's gonna join us today, we're gonna talk about his first major ever.
I love that you kind of took ownership of it. Like, I expected it, kind of. Because he did surprise. He surprised a few people.
Oh, he totally did.
Even though he's won a few in the past, like, it's still surprising to see someone shine so bright. I cannot wait to talk to the very wholesome Axe as well. But before we give him a call, let's check out some of the best moments from Smash Summit 8.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is Axe's big shot right here. It's right through the stage.
How good Axe's execution is on
Oh,
this big
man,
stage.
he's just dead.
He's like 4 for 4
Yeah, you
doing
got like
that.
3 times on that stage. That's crazy. Wow. Good smash behind you down smash.
Oh wow. Kind of
Caught him again.
Yeah.
Should not have uppered that.
Oh, he's jumping aerials. He's jumping back
They did that
aerials.
downer at.
That's so
Oh,
scary.
oh yeah.
Okay.
That was a 0 to death, I think.
Yeah, Mango definitely struck back with a lot of aerials.
Oh my god, he bumped his head on FOG!
Okay. Unfortunate.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh man.
Got that up air again, but was this fine? Talking to Tank.
Rapid jabs.
The rapid jab is side B.
Ooh, he just comes down with back air.
Got the grab. Oh, was just finding a way for that one.
Good spacing by Axe.
Yeah, up airs. Got him. Damn.
Kills at 82%.
3 up airs. Pikachu might be small, but yeah.
Forward throw.
Forward throw.
Oh my god, that was so good off the forward throw!
Yeah.
He knows that,
Oh!
that might be it.
Oh!
He got the
Hits the
grab.
grab. He's gonna go.
Nair.
Okay, off stage.
Yeah.
Okay, goes for
Yeah.
it.
Got it.
And Axe is in grand finals! Axe is in grand finals!
Super well
Winner
played.
side,
Winner
smash
side.
summon 8!
Ooh, wow. Axe.
Still gets the grab.
Oh my God, how did he?
Oh, big start. But, okay. He's always got that DI for the
Okay, wait.
Stomping by the corner.
Oh,
so
and he's dead.
big.
He's just dead.
Both of these guys
Are just not dying.
They both got anything.
Oh my God!
That was a weak nair that got him on stage. Got him.
What an up air!
Just barely.
Nice. Yeah, you can't blow that puff. Got angry at Damn, Axe? Up air? Oh, that combo? Look for a grab
Oh,
over.
what a sneaky
Down
up
the up
air!
air.
He's gonna get
Okay,
the grab.
here we go.
Up throw.
This is why
What's he
this is
gonna get here? Up smash. Thunder. 85. He's off stage.
Axe
Is your Smash Summit 8 champion.
Axe did it!
He's done it.
A Pikachu has won a major Smash Summon 8!
For the first time ever, a Pikachu has won a Melee Major, and we're absolutely honored to be joined by the Smash Summit 8 champion, Jeffrey Axe Williamson. Axe, man, how are you feeling now that some of the post-victory craziness has subsided?
I feel good now. Like when it first happened, things have been pretty crazy for a little while after it happened, but you know, now that things are a little bit calmed down, I'm still freaking out a little bit, but I feel good. I feel good.
Fair enough.
Dude, Axe, you're the only person to ever win with a major with Pikachu. How crazy is that? Your character's mid-tier, dude. Your character shouldn't be winning like this. How difficult was it to stick for so long, dude?
Yeah, the thing is, like, when I first started playing Pikachu, he was like really far down on the tier list, right? But I always thought he was okay. So, you know, I just did my thing.
Yeah.
Bro, you carried that character.
Like you did your thing, he carried him, but he does his thing, but yes, you also have to defend him a lot too, right? Like you must be getting it from some people just over the years telling you that maybe you should not be sticking with him, maybe try someone new. Why is he your boy? Why has he always been your boy? Well, why will he continue to be your boy?
You know, something about playing Pikachu just feels like correct for me. Something clicks when I play the character. I mean, there's just something about him that when I move with him, he just feels good to play in the game and things like that. So I just ignore everyone for the most part. You know, a lot of people have told me that I need to switch characters and stuff, but I just thought they were wrong. So I made it. It took a while, but I'm here now.
Ignore the haters, man.
Absolutely.
Ignore the shade.
Absolutely. All those dirty puff mains.
Oh, jeez. Okay, 2019 has been a crazy year for you. That's rude, Drew. Second at Genesis and at Combo, and now first at Summit. So how have you been able to make such a wild ascension this year?
You know, it comes down to practice and dedication. For me, playing Melee is just really fun. I like playing the game a lot. So just after practicing so many things and just keeping your head in the game and practicing as much as you can, I think regardless of the character you're using, as long as you learn how to fight someone else and beat them, in my opinion, the character doesn't matter like too much in that regard. But yeah, it all comes down to just a lot of practice and dedication.
I mean, you're kind of like the antithesis of every Twitter monster. You know, you never complain, you always grind hard, and you work it out, and you make up for your character's weaknesses. But you know what? We got to talk about a crazy specific set from Summit, man. That grand final against Rizbo, that dude is hot right now. That dude reset the bracket against you, and then you won 3-1. Walk us through that match and how you were able to adapt after that crazy reset.
Dude, Wizrob's insane. What has he been doing lately? Like, I feel like he, out of the blue, he's just like, oh, by the way, I'm like the best player in the world, just out of nowhere. Makes no, I don't know. It's just crazy to think about. But you know, he's had an insane level up lately somehow. Talking to him, he said that he hasn't even been like. He wasn't prepared for Smash and Splash, which he won, and now he got to Grand Finals at Summit, all that sort of stuff. He's a really tough opponent. I mean, he's the epitome of I'm going to test your patience and execution. If you are not perfect for a really long time, he's gonna beat you. So it wasn't easy, but I was able to do it.
He was able to come through and be successful. Obviously, you were very emotional after your win. It was a long time coming for you. What was your immediate reaction to winning Summit? Because, I mean, it wasn't your ordinary pop-off.
Yeah, I guess the best way I can talk about it is like disbelief, or I don't know. It's after I won that set versus Wizrob, I'm just like, there's more, right? like there's always more. I don't know. I've never been at a super major or summit or something like that where I play a match and I win, and then there's not more. It's just weird that was the end of it for me, and then I just kind of won, and it took a long time for me to accept it. I still haven't really accepted it. It's just a crazy feeling because, you know, working towards this for so long that I finally did it. Yeah. My emotions were kind of just going everywhere. It just took a long time to get to that point. So I still can't believe it.
I mean, yeah, we saw a lot of your tweets. Obviously, we were so happy for you. I mean, getting all kinds of love from the community.
Rightfully deserved, too.
Absolutely. We're just so over the moon for you. Own it, man. This is yours.
Yeah, this is your moment, baby. It's your time. But hey, after the tournament, man, we saw the subscriptions rack up, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It was going, Twitch chat was going crazy for you, dude. The following day, you had like 5,000 more subs.
Yeah.
How can you describe that feeling of that like outcry of support from all those crazy smashers and other folks?
All right, so look, right after the tournament ended, first off, playing Melee for this long, since 2006, so, you know, it's been about 13 years, being able to finally get to that point where I win a major tournament, you know, I've been getting closer and closer. Not only that, but after winning, you know, when I walked downstairs, I saw everyone giving me a round of applause and clapping and stuff, and these were people like Hungrybox and Mango and top players and top community members. They're all just like looking at me and, you know, give me applause. It's actually crazy just like seeing them because I look up to them, you know. So then after I go to my stream and the subscriptions are just going absolutely insane, I was streaming the entire day. And then after the tournament, that just happened. All of this hitting me just at once. I don't know, I couldn't process anything. So I literally just sat on my stream and I just couldn't function after that. You know, and I was like that for a handful of days afterwards. I'm finally okay now, but as the subscriptions were coming and stuff like that, I don't know. It's like I felt like I was in a dream or something. Like nothing was real. So that's kind of the best I could describe it.
I mean, it's the best way to describe it because really you are like living in the moment of your dream, right? So that makes perfect sense. You had a lot of people from AZ joining you in the Summit House, including Vector Man, who helped you out with coaching. So how important was it to have AZ and a coach at the event with you?
I don't think I could have got first without Vector Man. You know, for me, going into the event, the coach. For me, going into the event, I did a lot of practice and preparation, and I think I would have done well without him, but I don't know about getting first place without Vector Man. Having him there just really helped in preparation. You know, somebody that knows me really well can help amp me up for matches and help me warm up and stuff. Because he's maybe like a top 50 or so caliber player. Vector Man's really good. So warming up with him helps me a lot. Somebody that just knows me really well. So that helped. And then also Ty was there too as a buy-in. So having him there support also helped me as well.
You know what, Mr. Williamson, you were the star of one of Summit's most famous sketches. Yeah. What was it like filming that impressive Pikachu along with baby JoJo?
All right, so that skit, Impressive Pikachu, that was like a 2-minute long skit or so. Yeah. And that took longer than the whole day. We did the whole day just filming, shooting like a whole bunch of different takes and stuff like that. It's insane how much work goes into just a 2-minute video. And it makes me think about like video production if you're making like a movie or something like that. It takes a really long time. But you know, working with JoJo, like Mango's son, he was actually really good. Like he was super cooperative. He was I don't know, he was just really nice to work with, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working the whole time, so it was cool just filming that with the Summit staff.
For sure. Well, leading up to Summit then, when did they set this up with you? Like how far in advance do they let you know you're doing this, and then do they give you a script? Like how far along do you have to plan for this?
It was the day of.
What?
And pretty much, you know, you go there and they're just like, hey, all right, so here's our idea. We're doing this. And I was like, okay, you know what, let's do it. Let's do this skit. And what I did during the whole day was I watched the Detective Pikachu trailer over and over and over and over again, trying to nail down the tone of voice and the emotion that the main actor for Detective Pikachu had. So it was a long day, and it was really fun at the same time.
That's amazing. The day of, we're doing this, let's go. He
the
was
Ryan
the best
Reynolds
ever.
energy, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the level up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I love acting and I love doing that sort of thing. So I was totally up for it. It was fun to me.
Well, it's fun to us watching, that's for sure. On your stream, you do Mango Axe Wednesdays and random best of fives with Pew Pew U. Are these fun game modes just for streams entertainment, or have they actually helped you improve as well?
They're mainly for entertainment, but I do think it helps me at the same time. Like just playing against somebody who's really good, who's different every single week. Because, playing against Pew Pew U and Mango every week, it's like, okay, I'm playing against a really good player. Although it's net play, net play is a bit different from playing on console and CRT. It's not going to be as fluid or try hard or whatever, but, it's still good. It's still good to get that taste of playing against a top player every week. So it does help me some at the very least, but most of my practice comes down to training by myself, practicing a whole lot of tech skill and training with Vector Man, playing locally. That's where most of my practice comes from, but that taste of playing against Mango and PPU, that definitely helps me at least a little bit, for sure.
That's fair.
Now, on the subject of training, at Summit, you actually lost to Mango in an Iron Man set. And man, he did not hide that stuff, man. He popped off on you, dude. How difficult was it to lose to this dude, especially when you're trapped in the room with him?
Mango told me before we played, he said, look, Axe, don't lose to me because I already have my pop off ready.
Oh no.
And I was sitting there like, oh no, this can't be good. And that's the problem. Like, he was already beating me before the set even happened. I was already nervous going into it. Like, if I lose, oh no, he has something planned, right? So that's like in the back of my mind.
I mean, I have to say, I was a big fan of his pop-off, even though, it was at your demise. But Axe, next time, why don't you just get up and start dancing with him?
Yeah. To the tango, baby.
Yeah.
That's a celebration dance. I mean, if you lose, it's not easy to get up and start dancing. I'm just saying.
But you could take away his joy a little bit by ruining his pop-off by just like busting out your own moves,
I would have tugged him in the tummy, man. I've been salty about loss like that. Damn.
I accepted it for that moment, but next time it's going down.
Yeah,
for sure.
please. I mean, we just want to see your moves, Axe. That's all. We've seen you act. Now we want to see you dance.
You want to see the Drake side of me? I gotcha.
Absolutely,
right.
baby. We want to see that hotline bling.
Axe, unfortunately, we're out of time, but we want to thank you so much for joining us, and congrats again on that Smash Summit victory.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now that we're all caught up on Summit, let's switch our focus to Tiger Uppercut 2019. And surprise, Knee did not win. Let's hit the highlights to find out who took him down.
We got a man. John.G's looking for the running two.
Oh,
no, 5-0.
5-0
again.
Oh, Aslan Ash take a game from John.G, and you can look at see it on his face. He was so relieved from that match.
Just take his lows, try to steal John.G's step while standing one.
See in the corner because it's going to be really difficult for Eddie to decide the
Tiger
corner,
style,
and just like that. There we go.
Set point Arslan Ash. Mid-range swings to John.G, right? Arslan Ash so good with this spacing. Allowing for the whip punish every time. And this girl gonna bleed you at the wall.
Oh,
low
and
parry
John.G
from
get the low parry. Is this gonna be it?
Right back in.
Oh, but crouch the high, and Arslan Ash able to take the game from John.G.
Standing three. And again, up until this point, right? The whole game's just been about range two going in a hunting stance, testing with low.
My God.
Punch parry at the end.
Still slowly fighting back. Oh, doesn't get it though.
The World Tour champion right now.
He's got
Back
range.
to the cage.
Oh my
And that's
God,
gonna
that
do
should
it.
be it.
So Knee punching his ticket to be able to advance. The thing is now, he has to advance. Arslan Ash cannot afford to just continue to back up like that because it put him back the wall.
Oh
Never
my
mind, gets the
God.
crush, and there you go. Arslan Ash with one game. Winners finals, he draws first blood. Oh, those little exchanges. Side
there
walk
you
left
go
under
again.
slide one more time. Ulsan now in rage.
Yeah, huge lively for Arslan Ash. One round away
Lily
from
put the
taking it.
Spookin. Please don't. Please
Oh
sit there. Down
my
4-1. Arslan Ash in grand finals.
Put of life left for Ulsan. Oh,
Magic
again.
4.
Doesn't work once, try again.
Oh
my God! Wow, just out of range.
Oh my God. Try.
Just for a
All
bit
goes
off.
mid, yeah.
Oh, gets clipped.
Trying to to ground, maintain that wall positioning. But that's a bad position.
Oh my
Super
god!
through the sweep.
Oh my.
Knee up 2 games to 1.
Wow. Oh, goes for another hell
The
sweep.
third
Oh,
one.
doesn't get it though. Out of range again.
Time gonna become a factor here. Arslan Ash,
gosh.
rebound. 2 to 2.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god! That should be it.
Arslan Ash.
Is that it? That's that's it.
Tiger Uppercut 2019, and from Pakistan, Arslan Ash over knee in grand finals.
Arslan Ash attended his very first Tekken World Tour event and walked out as the winner. To help us chat about Arslan Ash's victory, let's welcome to the show Tekken commentator Spag. How's it going?
How's it going, guys? Good to be here. How you guys doing, man?
Excellent. We love
Amazing,
it when
man.
you show your face in the show, so we're very happy right now.
Look, you know, we gotta get down to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Arslan Ash, man, the MVP of this damn weekend. He had one hell of a weekend. He's only 19 too, and he took out some real killers at Tiger Uppercut. Tell me more about this guy, because I feel like he might be the next big thing in the FGC.
I mean, I'm just going to say off the bat, I mean, at this point, it's very hard to argue that he's not the best player in the world right now.
Wow.
And, you know, just looking at the people he's beaten, man, and he's done it consistently now. You know, he first did it at Evo. No, he did it in Dubai first. People thought it was luck, and then he did it again in Evo Japan. Crazy loser bracket run, beat a bunch of champions, and then. Of course, he just did it again. And you know, if you looked at the top 8 bracket, it could have been Tekken World Tour finals. Most of those people in the bracket were finalists last year, and he just breezed through it in winners. Crazy.
I want to talk about his set against Knee. You could see the nerves, obviously, from Arslan Ash after each match. So how did he keep his composure despite the lack of TWT experience?
Well, the thing is, he may have a lack of TWT experience, but in terms of his tournament experience, he's got a lot of it. He's been playing since he was a kid. You know, from my friend Asim, who's one of the top players in the UK, you know, he's actually originally from the area where Arslan was from, and you know, he came from the UK to, from Pakistan to the UK and beat the hell out of everyone in Europe. And you know, so you know, he knows that scene very well. He knows Arslan. He says he's been playing since Tekken 5. You know, even before that, as a little kid. You know, he used to come to the arcade, little child, you know, and playing Tekken. And, you know, so yes, he may have, you know, inexperience in Tekken World Tour, but the amount of tournaments they play in Pakistan, the amount of Tekken they play there, you know, this guy is definitely in form, and, he, you know, I guess very experienced in those high-pressure situations.
Yeah,
What's crazy is that he didn't just show up with one character, man. He was crazy with both Geese and Kazumi. Why does this combination of characters work for him? Because I see it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is that in Pakistan, the 2 main games are Tekken and KOF. KOF, of course, where, you know, Geese has got Fatal Fury. KOF is where Geese is originally from, right? So this guy, many people don't actually know, the tournament where he beat Knee in Dubai, there was a KOF tournament at the same time, and he won that tournament too. So this guy not only plays Tekken at a high level, he plays KOF as well. So now imagine you put a KOF character in Tekken, of course he's going to use him, right? And Geese is a really strong character anyway. Everyone's picking Geese, man. I hate it. But, you know, Geese is a strong character, so of course in his hands it's going to be good.
Everyone's picking Geese. I hate it.
Everyone, man. It's so boring.
It's the worst. Now that he showed that he can compete with the best, so do you think we'll actually start seeing him travel a bit more and compete more in the TWT?
I mean, it's tough, man, because the reason why we're not seeing these Pakistanis travel in the first place, and they've been trying to travel, by the way, since Tekken Tag 2, since years ago. The reason they can't is because of visa issues. You know, Pakistan has the one of the worst passports in the world. It's actually bottom 5 in the world. So for them to travel anywhere is very difficult. You know, they need to get the visa, and just getting that on its own is their first hurdle. Like I said, man, you know, the Pakistanis may be good at every matchup in Tekken, but their worst matchup is that visa matchup, man. It's tough, man. It's tough for them. But you know, that was one of the biggest hurdles to get Arslan over to Evo Japan, and you know, we had to work very hard to get him over to Japan. Actually, he got declined the first time. He didn't get to go to, you know, he thought he wasn't going to go to Japan. Luckily, you know, they applied again. He got the invitation letter, and they managed to clutch it in just in time. But, you know, visas are a big issue. So if he can get the visa application sorted and accepted, I'm sure we're going to be seeing him at a lot more places. I know he's planning to go to Evo and a couple other American events.
That makes me so sad, because you start thinking about all the other players, all the other potential somethings that could have come from any of these countries. countries, and they don't even have the opportunity to, so they don't even try. Because they say, why bother?
Pakistan is a huge hotbed for hidden talent, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad. I remember trying to get Arslan here for Electric Clash, and he got denied here too for his visa, and it just sucked, dude. Like, but hey, aside from Arslan Slash, we gotta talk about the GOAT, Knee. He got off to a slow start, but he's back in form after finishing first at Combo Breaker, and now he's finishing second to obviously Arslan Slash. Is Knee back?
I mean, I don't think he ever left, man. I think he's really good. He's one of the best, like you said, the GOAT. You know, it's hard to argue that he's not one of the best, if not the best of all time. You know, right now he's really interested in Pakistan, in the scene, trying to figure it out and learn their style of Tekken, because it's something new, right? It's something different. He said himself on a stream that the Pakistani style of Tekken is different from Japan, America, Europe. It's something he hasn't seen before. So, you know, he's trying hard to do that. But in terms of if you leave Pakistan out of the picture, you know, he's still beating everyone. I mean, that Combo Breaker run was crazy. I mean, the amount of clutch he was able to pull out, and you can only do that if you're as experienced as he is in tournaments. So I don't think he ever left. I think he's still there. He's still going to be qualified for the World Tour finals, I'm sure, this year, and a very big contender for winning it all.
Okay, so Knee got knocked out of winners by Ulsan, but in losers final he flipped it. He flipped it and got the better of him. So what did Knee adjust that allowed him to advance?
So I think Knee's always had like a problem with Kazumi, the character. When he's played Kokoma, when he's played Ulsan. And Ulsan's this is not the first time Ulsan's beaten Knee. Ulsan's beaten Knee many times as well in Korea, from what I've heard. So he's had issues with I think the character. You know, I'm not sure if it's the player or the character, but it seems to be the character. Arslan, of course, also uses Kazumi. I think that, you know, now that he's played a lot more versus Arslan, he went to Japan recently, to Osaka, and had like multiple first attempts with Arslan. So I think he's managed to get a bit more of a feel on the character. So yeah, maybe where he lost in the first set, he was just able to clutch it out, maybe remember a few things, you know, and win. But you know, it would, for someone so as strong as him, it's always going to be like a back and forth. You know, Ulsan is also very very good as well. That kid is a definite contender for winning the whole thing too. So you got to watch out for him. But yeah, at that level, man, it could go either way. And I think Knee just had he had the clutch factor.
Look, this event took place in Thailand, aka shout out to my Southeast Asian boys, and we saw some local players make some noise, baby. What do you think of those Thailand places at Tiger Uppercut?
Hey man, you know, it's amazing. Thailand, from what we know, mainstream, is that Book is their best player. You know, of course, you've got top 8 again. He's the guy that everyone kind of looks at when you look at Thailand. But now this time you had that guy Shin Akuma, who he was one hit away from putting Arslan in losers. You know, it went to final round, and they had other players as well that were very strong. We got to see some guys from the Philippines that I haven't seen before, Maru, who a very very strong player. I think that scene is still unexplored. There's still killers there that we don't know about, and that's the exciting thing about Tekken. There's people from Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and you know, there could be just that one player. You know, one of them almost put Arslan in losers, and there could be many people like that in that scene. So you know, I'm excited. You know, Tekken's doing great. We're still learning about more players, and you know, it's an exciting time to be a Tekken fan.
Well, outside of the countries you just mentioned and the players there and the top 3, who were some of the other guys that impressed you at this event?
At this event, you know, it was a pretty standard top 8 if you think about it. You know, like I think the number 1 person would be Maru. Maru was that guy from Philippines who used multiple characters. He used Kazumi at high level, used Feng, Josie. I think that guy, I want to see more of him. I really want to see more of him because from what I saw when I analyzed his gameplay, it was very solid. The defense was on point. His matchup knowledge and, you know, character-specific stuff, it was really good. So Maru is one guy which really caught my attention from the Philippines, and I think that personally speaking, I feel like the Philippine style of Tekken is like the most entertaining style of Tekken because they're so wild, but then they're so solid at the same time. So I want to see more of him personally, and just more of the Filipino community.
Yeah.
Hey Spag, speaking of analyzing footage, do you think Arslan Ash has a huge advantage because Pakistan doesn't really have much footage on their scene? Do you think that's why he's having so much success?
I think that at this point now there's enough footage of Arslan specifically that I don't think that's a factor anymore. They've got first to 10 footage now from Kurokuro's stream. They got the Evo Japan, they got the Dubai tournament, they got this tournament now. And if you look at these players from Korea right now, they've all got their eyes on him and the Pakistan scene. Lohai, UIU Lohai, one of the best players, Evo Vegas champion currently. Defending champion. He only went to this event because he heard the Pakistanis were going. And there was another Pakistani who went as well, Imran, very, very strong player. Arslan's training partner, did very well for his first tournament. So yeah, I mean, their eyes on them at the moment, but I feel like for Arslan, there's enough footage out there of him that it's not a factor. But there are other players in Pakistan. There are people I can name. There's about 5 or 6 players that I could name who are basically on Arslan's level.
Well, who should we keep an eye out then from that scene? Because that scene has so much hidden talent, and Tekken's a big game there, and that's a population of 90 million people, and that must mean at least hundreds of thousands of people are playing Tekken there.
Yeah, I mean, from what Arslan said, someone asked him, how popular is it? How many people actually play the game? And he said, just as many as Japan. He goes, there's so many cities in Pakistan, Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, Gujranwala, so many, and he goes that everyone plays Tekken, and they're all at a high level. So he goes that we have as much players for Tekken than Japan does, and spread out of the country as well, not just localized in one area. They're really spread out. So there's a lot of players to look out for in Pakistan. I mean, I can name a few, but like I said, the main thing is getting these guys down to an event because of their visa issues. That's the hard part. They're looking for sponsors. Again, if anyone wants to know which one's to sponsor, come hit me up, man, because I got the names. I can get you some really, really strong players. Hey, I'll give you one example. There's a guy. I'm not going to name him, but Arslan messaged me a week ago, and he said, I've played Chanel, but this guy is on a different level. That's what he said.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm not saying, and he PM'd me, he just said it, hey, if you'll see, he goes to me, Spag, you'll see. This guy is on a different level from Pakistan.
Okay, way to tease us, Spag. Thanks so much. We always love having you on. Thank you for joining us today, and keep up the good work on the Tekken World Tour.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, that's big. What a beautiful man with the... Oh, Drew.
Absolutely.
Dang.
I got a copy of Swag, man. He's dripping all day, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yes, he was dripping, and now I guess you are too, but let's talk about your favorite player, the player with the most drip. I mean, I guess I know where you're going with this, but just tell me, man.
Oh, come on, man. Everybody knows Arslan Ash, baby. That dude is crazy. Geese, Kazumi, beating people from Korea, from a little-known country called Pakistan. Come on, man. That's the dude. That's the dude.
I agree with you, but Drew.
He won the hardest Tekken tournament of the year. There were 17 million Koreans there. Yeah. I thought he was in Korea. This was Thailand, and he beat them all.
Drew, I agree with you, but listen, man, you really spit a lot during that whole rant. You got me, man.
Oh, of course.
You got me. It's okay,
I'm excited.
I know.
I'm excited, baby.
I appreciate you. I'm happy to protect
y'all
from the smash and splash. That is true. Thank you so much. This is so much fun, as per usual, doing FGC Wednesdays with you. Big congrats to Arslan Ash for winning and taking his first Tekken World Tour event. Big ups to Axe and Spag for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow is a big day of Rocket League as we recap Season 7 finals. Until then, go to our socials at Squad State. We'll see you tomorrow.
You know Esports in 30 is extra good when we got 2 guests. Thanks, guys, for stopping by and talking to us. Remember, we're back here tomorrow starting at 8 p.m. Eastern with more Unmuted and in Esports in 30. Marissa and Nick are talking RLCS Season 7 finals. Plus, we got a new Rank It all about the most memorable quotes in video games. Till then, you can tune into our socials at Squad State to get more of us. And if you missed anything, we'll check out our VODs on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.